back to the Nassau Coliseum. This game is tied at 4 after the first quarter. New York outshot Baltimore 30-19 in that first quarter. Collins with 15 saves, Sal with 6. We pick up action now, a power play opportunity for New York. This is Millen up top. You're used to seeing Sombrado. It's usually Vinny Sombrado triggering. Now it's Millen up there, which really has Baltimore thinking about the great shooter working in the quarterback slot up top. Now it's a right-handed shooter, Panetta. He buries that one to give New York a 5-4 lead. Power play goal for Panetta, his first of the game, his 6th goal of the year. Under ball now as we continue the second quarter action. A lot of contact with Jeff Wills against Huff, getting it down low. Baltimore wanting to put more shots on goalie Salacasio. He looks tough. That follow-up shot by Jeff Klotson makes it a 5-all game. Pfeiffer can't believe it. Good job there as Klotson gets his second goal of the game. Look at the score, 5-5, tied again about a minute 30 into that second quarter. No scoring for a while here in the second quarter, but a lot of physical play. Martino drilled on the side, gets possession, and checked beautifully from behind. Woody Moore. And John Tucker on the sideline. What do you think about the referee calls?
Got the hold. Hold it.
Well, it might have been. Very physical nonetheless. Evans comes in. He's nailed by Pat McCabe. Watch it come in. McCabe just levels Evans. Legal play. Physical action here in the Nassau Coliseum. Well, there again on Salacasio, a big save, and more checks out in front of Lacasio. Quint Kesnick is on the New York bench. Hey, Quint, what about this physical play?
Leaf, I got Mark Millen, New York's leading goal scorer. Mark, how's the game flowing right now? 5-5. What's it like out there, though?
Physical out there. More physical than last week. They're hitting. They're coming after us. Hopefully we can just put the ball in the net.
Well, putting the ball in the net is what the Thunder wants to. This game's tied at 5. This is pressure on Salacasio. It was O'Keefe, an illegal check that gives Baltimore this power play. Oh, wait a minute, there's only 4 guys. Where's Evans? It's 4 on 4. Here he comes, Evans back on the field. Right now it's a 5-on-4 power play opportunity to Thunder. High game. And in close, it's the great move by Klotson to give him his 3rd goal of the game, already a hat trick. And that makes the score 6-5.
Okay, go ahead.
Second lead of the game for Baltimore. They led 2-1. Now they lead 6-5 as we continue in the second quarter. Now we get back to a 5-on-5 game. Shot from out front. New York with possession, down by 1. Purdy in close. He's mugged. Pulled down by Curry, and that'll be a penalty. Delayed call, and it'll be a power play opportunity for Vinny Pfeiffer's team. The Saints trying to get the equalizer. They set up. Again, Millen way up top. Saramet to Millen. This is Panetta with the right-handed cannon. Millen, great shooter, bounces up front. Woody Moore has it. Tries to get going, and he can't control the ball. Here comes Panetta. Again, takes a rocket shot. Can't get it to stick. Saramet now controls. They will reload that power play, and it'll be Mark Millen up top. Panetta, he finds rope, and a tied game at 6. The New York fans love it. Quint Kesnick is in the VIP seats with a special guest.
We're up in the crowd with the Pfeiffer family, most specifically. This is a family of New York Saints coach Vinny Pfeiffer and his mother Helen, who's celebrating a birthday tonight. You've got to be real happy with the way tonight's working out.
It's a game. It's a wonderful game, and I know we're going to win.
Vinny's done a fabulous job in his second year. He's got New York looking for a championship.
I expect we're going to be champs.
Who picks out his wardrobe? Is that you or his wife?
His wife did.
Because he's always looking sharp, and you look sharp.
Pardon me?
And you look sharp.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Quinn.
Yes, Quint is single and apparently a little lonely. It's 6-6 in New York. How about some rules and tools about the crease?
Rules and Tools, brought to you by Old Spice.
Tonight on Rules and Tools, we're going to talk about the crease area. This is the goal. You've seen it many times. 4 feet high, 4.5 feet wide. The crease area is 9 foot in radius, semicircle. That supposedly protects the goalie, but you've seen a lot of guys diving through, making plays, coming in contact with the goalie. You probably say, hey, what's the rule? Dave Berman, referee, come in here, settle it for us. What is the specific rule?
Okay, Leaf, if a player is coming from the front of the goal, he can take a shot and then step through the crease and go to the sides. That's not a problem. If a player is coming across the crease from the side, if he dives to make a shot, one one of three things are going to happen. Number one, we may have a goal. Number two, we may have a crease violation. And number three, we're going to have our hand up because that player has been pushed and launched into the crease area, and then we have a penalty.
And the goal is really determined by when he lands and when the ball goes through this plane, imaginary plane in front of the goal. The ball passes it, and he lands in here. It is a good goal. Rules and tools of lacrosse.
We're back to the action at the Nassau Coliseum. This game is tied at 6, and about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. New York got off to the first lead 1-0, then Baltimore scored 2. It's been back and forth ever since. Thunderball on a power play, and let's see if they can get some pressure on the Diamond defense. Baltimore playing some players behind. Good shot from up top. It's Timmy Horms. He gets his 16th goal of the season, first of the night. That'll be a 7-6 Baltimore lead, their third lead of the game. The fans here really believing in Vinny Pfeiffer and the Saints, who could have a 5-3 record if they can win this game. Right now, though, Baltimore leads by 1. The Saints have possession. Bringing it down with the 5-on-5. Panetta has had a strong start. All-American from Hopkins, and this is Mark Millen, tremendous left-handed shooter from Massachusetts. He was the best player in the world at the World Games in Manchester, England in '94. Great first step. Another hard shot from Panetta's right-handed shooter's perch. And now Baltimore. Collins save, gets it up. They try to get the fast break, couldn't quite collect. Millen pulls it down. Closet, a firing out of the bench area. This is Kisslinger, defensive specialist, but he scored last week in a critical situation to help the New York team beat Baltimore in Baltimore, setting up this rematch. Fresh legs on for New York as they get set for the offense. Jason Walder coming in with the right hand. Great juke move, in close, looking low, no, goes high. And Jason Walder buries that one to tie the game at 7. Tremendous move, watch it again. Face dodge, sets it up. Now he'll make the goalie fight low. Comes over the top. Quit, that was unbelievable.
That was a serious stick fake. I mean, what's going on with your stick?
I just put a big hook on it. I can't shoot from the outside too well. It usually works when I can get inside close on the goalie.
You gave him the dip and dunk, and he fell for it.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, I thought it might have been in the crease. I looked at the ref, he had his arms up, so I was lucky.
That's one of the finest fakes you'll see right there. Jason Walder ties it up for New York with a dip and the dunk over the shoulder of Collins.
Well, we've got a 7-7 game, about 3 minutes to go in the half, and this one is everything we thought it would be. New York playing for a playoff spot, and Baltimore, too, with their backs against the wall. Slim chance, but they know they have to win today. Baltimore now with possession. They've got another power play going against the Diamond defense. They work behind with Closet. Now look inside to Wills. He couldn't finish. Lacasio pulls out a big save. Chad Smith gets it far side to McCabe. This is Kisslinger bringing the ball up. They'll put some offensive sticks on now and try to kill the 30-second shot clock, taking their time. They don't have the numbers. It's only 4 guys for the New York Saints in blue and silver against 5 players for the Baltimore Thunder. They'll use up most of the 30-second shot clock and then go ahead and sacrifice the possession. Posey, he's not going to sacrifice anything. He comes in and he buries the goal shorthanded. That one hurt. I don't think Collins or the defender, Jeff Wills, thought that Cozy was going to take the shot. Collins, a little flat-footed, lets that one go in. 8-7 the score. That's how the first half would end. Now, when we come back, we'll have the second half of this great game. Plus, you'll meet 2 new Saints.
I probably deserved it. I probably deserved it. That's all I can say. I earned that. Whatever disrespect and whatever cross checks and late hits I got, I earned.
We're at the Nassau Coliseum, 8-7 the halftime score. And Quint, when we look at the first half, I think New York is a little bit surprised the resistance that Baltimore's playing. They're playing very, very tough.
They're playing physical, and they're trying to use their speed going from defense to offense. One of the keys right now, New York is out-shooting Baltimore 30-20. Quality of shots, I'd have to give that the favor to Baltimore. Baltimore's getting fewer shots, but better quality shots.
Baltimore knows they don't have the great shooters, as many good shooters as maybe New York. They know they've got to take quantity, too. I think they're doing a good job as they can, putting a lot of shots on goal. And again, Collins for them defensively looks like he's back in form. He looks very tough.
Yeah, he struggled a bit early, letting a couple questionable goals. He looks good now. Remember last week at this point at halftime, Baltimore was up 10-6. What has changed? Well, they have 3 less goals. New York has 2 more goals than they had last week. And as you know, New York dominated the second half last week. Let's see if they can do it again.
Well, that's what's on the mind of both teams. We'll see how the second half pans out when we come back to the Nassau Coliseum.
But first, how would you like to meet the leading face-off man for New York and one of the great new offensive stars?
We're with Roy Colsey and Brian Silcott of the New York Saints, two of the newer players to the Saints. They picked up 4 players. They picked up Mark Millen, Tyson Elias, and these 2 guys, and you can see the success that they've had this season. Roy, talk to me about making the transition from Rochester to New York.
It's a pretty simple transition coming from up there. I mean, you know, down here I play, and up there I didn't, so it's kind of, you know, going to practice and earning the right to play, and you know, also the more you play in a game you get, the better you're going to be. You know, you don't learn all that much in practice. It really takes playing in a game to get that game sense, and indoor is so much different from outdoor that it was a big adjustment. But now, you know, now that I'm playing with these guys, and most of them are field players also, I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah, you seem, watching you play this year, you seem a lot more comfortable on the floor. You know where to go. Your shots are falling for you. You think just being in the league and playing more games has made that much of a difference?
I think playing with more games, I think playing with these guys also. You know, we had a lot of fun together, and you know, we've kept the same lines all year, and I'm playing with the same guys, so that's made it a little bit easier for us to get to know each other. We don't have the dynamics that some of these teams have, being together 4 and 5 years, but we get along really well, and I think we work well together, so I think that's a big part of it.
Brian Silcott has won over 100 face-offs for New York. He's really one of the unsung heroes. He's on the defensive line. Brian, your role in Rochester similar to what it is in New York now?
It was. I think a big difference here, though, is that we take a little more pride in our defensive line. You know, we have a complete unit, and, you know, we take a lot of pride in playing together and have a lot of fun with it, actually. And it was fun playing in Rochester. You know, I never would knock it, and I liked Barry a lot, but I'm having a good time down here this year.
Your defensive line, you look at the numbers, and you guys have done a better job this year than any year really in Saints history as far as getting your goals against down. Is that talk to me about what you guys have accomplished this year?
Well, I mean, in terms of playing defense, it's been the defensive line a lot, but it's really been a team effort in terms of the offensive guys getting off and giving us a chance to go out there, and then us in turn getting off for them, you know, so they can play offense. You know, the offense not taking stupid shots and giving up the breaks. That's where a lot of goals come from in this league, and you know, it's worked out. Vinny stayed honest from the beginning over and over again about doing certain things, and over the course of the year, we've gotten better at them, and it's really paying off.
Talk to me about taking face-offs and playing defense. You must be one tired individual at the end of the game.
Yeah, it does get tiring. It's every once in a while we got to like grab someone like Roy or someone from the X line and say, I need a blow. You got to go out there for me. It does get tiring, but you usually feel a lot more right after the game's over than you do during the game.
It could be interesting this year with you guys having such a successful season. Rochester looking like a team to be reckoned with. You guys see yourselves maybe going head-to-head with them in the playoffs?
There's a good chance. If they're a great team, you know, we had 2 good games against them in a row, which is difficult to do, and then to try and mount the 3rd game, luckily it'll be in a playoff situation, which definitely will make us play a better game, but it looks like we'll probably come down to playing them one more time during the season.
You weren't treated so well when you went up to Rochester.
I probably deserved it. You know, I probably deserved it. That's all I can say. I earned that. Whatever disrespect and whatever cross-checks and late hits I got, I earned.
And Brian, you fans didn't have a problem with you up there. How come?
I still have a lot of friends in Rochester. I lived in Rochester for 6 years, whereas Roy kind of came in for a little while, and I was disappointed he didn't get a chance to play up there. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, and so I'm happy to see him playing down here, but I never could say anything bad about Rochester. I had a good time when I was living up there.
It seemed like an exciting place to play, and you guys are starting to get this place rocking lately.
It was a great place. We always had great crowds, and it is coming around here. You know, the fans understand the game a bit down here, and they're starting to have some fun with it. I think, hopefully, as we continue winning, more and more people will come out.
2 of the key elements recently acquired by New York Saints this year as they look for a championship.
All right, Quinn, it's an 8-7 game. That lead got late in the first half, but Baltimore wants it back.
There's nothing to be said in here right now. That's what happened last game. Everybody nervous and started talking. There ain't nothing. It's all right here now. It's all in the heart. It's right now. It's now or never. The whole thing. The whole season's on this half right here.
We're a second-half club. You know that. I know that. They know that. So they're going to give a little spurt in the first part of the 3rd quarter. Handle it, and let's put the hammer down.
And that second half starts with Baltimore trying to get that spurt, that offensive push. They're down by 1. This is Ryan Wade. Great All-American from North Carolina, went to Severn in Maryland as a high school athlete, tremendous player. And Baltimore looking to get it to the offense of Jeff Wills. He can't beat Sal Nicasio. Still down by 1 as New York picks up the possession. The great team defense that you heard Colsey and Silcott talk about, evident there. Great checking from all 5 players. Here's Panetta in the offense, reloading, trying to build on the 1-goal lead. Panetta wraps that one around the defense of Wills, and another right-handed shot for Panetta. This makes it 9-7, Panetta's 3rd goal of the game. He is on a hot streak. Pfeiffer very controlled as he makes notes. He'd like to have a few more, and he gets it very quickly. Collins beaten by Roy Colsey in the same spot, 10-7. That goal goes in, Collins goes out. New goalie, Shane Toomey.
He gets away with everything, the movie star, he's great. He gets away with everything, can't wait to my freaking neck. Your mouth. You little head. Get away with everything, Mark, you little Who had the ball?
Mark Millen goes to the box. It'll be 5-on-5 when you have penalties on 2 players, 1 from each team. You don't take away any power in as far as players sitting down. It's still 5-on-5. Those guys are in the box, but team's at full strength. Here goes Matt Panetta. Great day so far. He tries that same shot, gets it to fall again. This time, beating Toomey. What a day for Panetta. 4 goals, 4-goal lead also for New York. And Sal Ocasio loves the 11-7 score. 3 unanswered goals for New York. But Baltimore, no quit in that team. Dave Evans scored to make it 11-8, and then they get this power play opportunity. Clodson working from behind, it's 5-on-4. They go to the right shooter's side. You can't beat Sal on that particular opportunity. Here comes Ryan Wade. Wade burns it past Sal Ocasio. 2 straight goals for the Thunder. Now it's an 11-9 game. 9th goal of the season for Ryan Wade. Tucker likes it. Good stuff, he says. His team fighting back as they have all year. New York on the offense. This time it's been a lot of pressure on Sal Ocasio, and in his face for a big save. Give it back to New York. 11-9, down by 2. When we come back, we'll pick up action from the Nassau Coliseum. We're back at the Nassau Coliseum, 11-9. The home team, the New York Saints, are leading. About 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They started this half with an 8-7 lead. They've outscored Baltimore 3-2. They scored the first 3 goals, so Baltimore has come back to stay right in this game. New York now with possession. Shane Toomey still in the goal because Collins was rocked in those early moments of the 3rd quarter. Colsey with the ball. He was one of the guys that got Collins to sit down, take a break. This shot from out front. Eric Saramet scores goal number 12. 3-goal Saint lead. Toomey guessed low. The shot went high. The crowd loves it. Hey, folks. Laxattack fans, we haven't seen the Macarena in about 3 weeks. Back to the action with Baltimore coming in close. Clodson, he answers that goal, making it 12-10. Beautiful job with 2:13 left, time winding down in the 3rd quarter, but Clodson really finished off beautifully. And he's having quite a day. The 4th goal for Clodson. Back on the offense for New York.
29? 7. You gotta call someone then. Cross check them in the side of the head. You're doing that all day against us. You've been 1 call away. Not in the head.
That's not quite true. There's been 5 penalties on New York, 8 penalty for Baltimore and John Tucker's team. It'll send Clodson to the bench. Tucker doesn't like that because he has to face the power play. It's 5-on-4. This time, Vinny Sombrado up top. You see him now as he clears through. And Millen winds up in that top spot. Walder, who's been finishing down low, got the big baggy stick, worked up with the right-handed shooter. Rocket from up top, blocked by the Baltimore team. Collins back in the nets. He has done his thing, giving Collins a little bit of a break. Millen, Panetta getting ready to wrap that shot around. This time he goes high. He's had a lot of low shots. This time he goes high and Collins guesses low. Great job for Matt Panetta as he gets his team back up 13-10. Saints are looking great. I'm telling you, the offense really clicking, and Panetta's having quite a day. Collins a little bit rocked. I'll tell you what, Dave Evans, you're down by 3. What do you do now?
Well, we got to play hard to get back into it. Last week we're ahead. We kind of played a little lackadaisical. We lost it. We got to get back in it now. So it's a lot different. It's a lot more intense.
This kid, Dave Evans, is fired up, let me tell you. Baltimore down by 3. Not out of it yet, though.
And Quentin, if I were you, I'd move down the bench a little bit. Thunder with possession. Teams at even strength, right in the face of Sal Ocasio. That'll be a push, but no. It stays with Baltimore. Incidental contact. Here goes Jeff Wills. Gets it checked out from behind. Fast break. Taken back to Baltimore, who looks to finish. 2 shots by Martino. Couldn't finish either one. He is appealing to the referee for a push call. He won't get it as Huff brings the ball up for New York. They lead by 3. Time winding down in the 3rd quarter. Mark Millen with the ball. He checks the clock. He cranks up. The clock winding down. 5, 4, 3. He gets it right before the horn. 14-10 Saints lead. A buzzer shot by Mark Millen gives them a 4-goal lead. The first 4-goal lead of the game. New York outscoring Baltimore 6-3 in the 3rd quarter. Getting set for 4th quarter action. And the crowd is really getting pumped up for the New York Saints and the potential win that would almost lock in a playoff. We're back at the Nassau Coliseum, getting set for the 4th quarter. 14-10, New York leads. And I'll tell you what, it's cold outside, but inside, the crowd is rocking. Thunder has possession. New York trying to just maintain that lead. Baltimore has really come a long way since John Tucker rebuilt the team. In close, can't beat Ocasio. He has been tough always here late in the game. Ocasio has been tough. Now, Holsey tries to beat Collins. 1 arm save, a glove save by Collins. That could have hurt 15-10, but no. Still a 4-goal lead as Kip Fulks brings the ball down for the Thunder. He gives it to Ryan Wade, and Wade's new pressure to come on. That'll be Dave Evans. Then on the far side, Gundry gets the ball. Working in is Wills, trying to get the shot off, and Cantabene trying to push it down low. Gundry cannot get possession. Evans tries to follow against Ocasio. New York just playing pretty much a conservative defensive style. Holsey tries to get the loose ball against the boards. But Baltimore pulls it up. Wade goes down low to Wills. Wills finishes. Yes.
That's it, Sal. Sal, look at the light.
And the light tells it all, and that'll be the 11th goal of the game. Jeff Wills gets it, his first goal of the day, his 7th of the year. Now it's a 3-goal game, 14-11. Every time the New York Saints have opened up a lead, Baltimore has come back. Can they do it again? New York with possession. 4th quarter action from the Nassau Coliseum. Playoff at stake for Baltimore. They must win, have any mathematical chance. Gordon Purdy dances the line to keep possession. Gives it to Saramet. Last time they played in the Nassau Coliseum, Saramet was the big hero against Buffalo. Working it up top. Collins again brushes it away. Here comes Baltimore putting pressure on. Gordon Purdy cannot get possession. Baltimore playing again tough defense. Back to Sal Ocasio, the safety net. Against the boards, Cantabene is down. And Quint, what is the New York bench thing?
Leaf, the Saints up by 3. We've got Brian O'Keefe right here. What's it take with about 6 minutes to go to win when you're up by 3? What do you want to do on each offensive possession?
I think we need to possess the ball a little bit, use the clock, run it out a little bit. We've got to lead. We don't want to give them any momentum. We need to score. We need to obviously keep going to the goal, but we need to use the 30 on the clock and just hold possession.
New York up by 3. We've got about 5.5, 6 minutes to go. Let's see if they can hold on.
All right, we pick up action a little bit later in the 4th quarter. Possessions are so critical right now. New York. 10-second violation.
10 seconds here, Roy. Oh, Paul, don't run.
Ball gets inbounded by the Baltimore Thunder. Time winding down. They get it low. It's Clonson again with the finish. Clonson nails that one for his 5th goal. Take a look at it again. Clonson, airborne, and it's a slam dunk behind Sal Ocasio. 14-12, Clonson's 5th goal. This one is anybody's game. We'll be back. from the Nassau Coliseum in just a minute. We're back in New York, 14-12 late in the fourth quarter. It's the New York Saints with the lead. These two teams, foundation teams, two of the original four teams in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. Baltimore won the very first championship in '87. It's been that long since they've been back to get a ring. They won it this year, but New York in control. It's Purdy against Kent DeBene for the faceoff, and Baltimore comes up with possession. 2 goals to make up and not a lot of time. Gondre burns one. He's got rope on the far side, 14-13. It's a 1-goal game with about 3 minutes left. Glenn Norris, one of the veterans, getting his team pumped up. Face off again. This time New York takes possession. Looking down low, a hard right-handed shot. Collins, though, digs it up. He's going for the outlet pass, the fast break. Way outfield, no. Picked off. Picked off by O'Keefe, and down at the other end, it's a New York goal. And a 2-goal lead for the Saints. Can you believe it? The fortunes changed that fast. The New York Saints crowd almost, in a heart-stopping moment, lost possession on the fast break. Take a look at how it's set up. Collins, this is a moment ago, saw the fast break. He launches the pass, but great play by Steve Sombrado. That's who it was that picked up the ball, and he gets it up to Jason Walder. Walder. The 15th goal of the game for the New York team. There's not much time left for the Saints and Baltimore to come back. Eddie Pfeiffer looks a little bit in control.
Horns, I want you and Wilsey on the crease. Okay? We're going 1-4-1. 1-4-1. You don't have a goalie. Okay? You gotta press the ball. Hey, it's on there. We lose the ball. We gotta go after it down here.
Baltimore's decided to pull their goalie right away. They'll have 6 offensive players against the 5 for New York. Let's take a look.
And here it goes, tense, giving it ball back to New York. But they've got 6 players playing against the 5. Purdy looking for help. It's to Laxattack. Laxattack looks to outlet. Watch the 10-second. They've got to clear it within 10 seconds to the midfield. Millen with his great speed can't do it. Ball goes back to Baltimore. Not much time, and they need 2 goals to tie and send it into overtime. Baltimore puts the offense back on. They've got no goalie, 6 players. They need a shot and need it quick. Working it in. The shot goes off of Lacasio. The finishing shot does not net the net. And Purdy will try to hit the open net. No, goes wide. The horn goes off, and that'll be the final score. Pfeiffer looks up to his family and the hometown crowd. A 15-13 final as Norm Engelke, John Phillips, the assistant coaches, and the crowd take this 5-3 second-place team with this win over Baltimore and really celebrate it. Quint's got our Bud Light MVP.
We got Bud Light MVP Matt Panetta of the New York Saints. 5 goals. It seemed like everything he threw at the cage tonight was going in. You were on fire.
It feels good. I've been slumping kind of all year long. This game, Tyson Elias was hurt a little bit. They put me on man up. I was fortunate enough to get some good shots, and I buried my shots today, so it feels good.
So a great day for Matt Panetta, 5 goals on 15 shots. It was a big day for the Saints. Also a tough loss for the Baltimore Thunder. Quince with Dan Radeball.
You guys really played a hard game tonight. I mean, that was a physical and intense game.
It was a very intense game, and we gave it all we had. Just at the end, they had more goals than us. And everyone on our team left everything they had out on the floor, which is all you can ask anybody. It's just, it's hard to accept that you do that and you still come up short.
It's playoff time right now, so it wasn't too tough mentally. We beat them last week. We knew they were going to come right back. It's only a week, like we just said, it's a week ago. So we knew they'd come back tough, and like I said, it's a playoff game, so it wasn't too tough to get up for this one.
New York wins this game in the 3rd quarter, and then the defense won it in the 4th. Look at the 4th quarter. Baltimore took 20 shots on goal. They only had 20 shots on goal in the first half. And the big story, Sal Lacasio making 17 saves. Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, our sounds of the game.
An illegal pick down in the corner that sprung the shooter.
No. Called an illegal pick or a moving pick down there in the far corner.
What a great idea to watch Laxattack. It's every Saturday morning at 9:30 on ESPN2. And hey, you West Coast viewers, you can see Laxattack on Wednesday, March 26th at 10:30 Pacific time. Watch Laxattack, the best of the mill. Now it's time for our Bud Light Sounds of the Game.
An illegal pick down in the corner that sprung the shooter. No. Called an illegal pick or a moving pick down there in the far corner. Back of the head. He missed the head. Hey, don't touch him. Don't touch him. Get on. Don't hit me. Give me a number. 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 Let's get every loose ball. If your man moves, he gets hit. I got it. Let him go. No peacemakers. Punk. I got it. Just hold tight. He's up. Nothing stupid. Reset. Out top. If you stay disciplined, we'll be fine. Triple and 22 from Baltimore.
Don't go anywhere because we have more of our Laxattack show and the best of major indoor lacrosse league action coming up.
All right, we are at the Nassau Coliseum, and I'm with Tim Murray, the crew chief today. Tim, if I asked you who was the leading scorer in the league, who would you say it was?
Gary Gate.
If I asked you who was the guy with the most assists, who do you think that would be?
Tavares.
How about the most penalty minutes? You should know that. What do you think?
Darius Kilgore.
How about the best save percentage?
Sal Ocasio.
Well, we'll see if you're right, because right now it's time for the Brine Mill Leaders.
And of course, Brian, the official equipment supplier of major indoor lacrosse league action. Now we take a look at points, led by John Tavares of Buffalo, and then followed by Paul Gate, Gary Gate, and Mark Millen. Tommy Carmine coming in with the Boston Blazers at number 5. John Tavares leads the league with goals produced. He's got 33. Paul Gate behind him at 31, and Gary behind his brother. He's got 25. Then Mark Millen from the New York Saints. You saw him today. Tremendous player. He's got 22, followed by Randy Frazier from Boston, still alive for playoffs, 20 goals. In save percentage, Dallas Elliott, first team All-Pro up top, followed by Collins, who has really made Baltimore a better team, and the rest of the goalies are playing tough. So that puts the standings like this. Philadelphia, idle this week, 5-2. They lead the mill. Then the New York Saints, with that win, are 5-3 right behind them. Buffalo in third, but they play Philadelphia this week. That'll be for first place. Rochester right above the line. The top 4 teams make the playoffs. Our Player of the Month feature is coming up. This action gives you a little hint of who it might be. We'll have it for you in just a moment. Major Indoor Lacrosse League, the Mill Laxattack Show, has been brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. And now it's time for our official Player of the Month in Major Indoor Lacrosse League action for February. It's Derek Collins. Look at this action against Philadelphia. He led this team to a win against the front-running Philadelphia Wings. Tough defensive play like this and a handful of saves that set a personal record for Baltimore led Collins to a 2-0 February. tremendous job for Derek Collins, Player of the Month. And Derek Collins got there with this impressive performance. 2-0 in the month of February. The only 2 wins Baltimore has had this year, and almost a 76% save. Now, next week, we've got one big game for you. Philadelphia at Buffalo. This is for first place. Last time Philly played, they lost to Baltimore. And now you can see the records. 5-2 on top of the heap. The Philadelphia Wings are Buffalo 4-3. This team for Philadelphia really knows how to play behind Tony Resch, the tough defensive demands. They are led by the league's best on either end of the field. Gary Gait, the league's MVP, number 22. He'll be the focus offensively. And Dallas Elliott, first-team All-Pro, the best of the major indoor goalies. He really makes it tough to score. And Gabrielson and the rest of the crew from Philadelphia do such a great job supporting their superstars. They'll be tough to beat for Les Bartley and his Buffalo Bandits. But they know how to do it because this team beat Philly in the championship last year, led by their own superstar, John Tavares, number 11. Many think he should have been the MVP last year. And how about the defense? Ross Cowie can be great, and sometimes he can have trouble. If Cowie isn't strong, they'll have to have O'Toole, last year's MVP, step up. The matchups again, Philadelphia in first place. They come in 5-2 against Buffalo with a 4-3 record. First place at stake.
All right, Quint, it's a tough game. Hi, everybody. Lee Felsman, Quint Kesnick in the victorious New York Saints locker room, and this guy's dehydrated. Q, you were working hard out there.
You ran me around tonight, Leaf, I tell you. But that was nothing compared to these two teams. They went at it tonight. It was an intense battle, very physical, for a full 60 minutes. You know, last week it was a half game. Baltimore dominates, half game New York dominates. Tonight, toe-to-toe for 60. It was a lot of fun.
And we know how tough it is to play the same team 2 weeks in a row. These guys really met that challenge.
They really did. You know, I think New York out-shooting Baltimore through the course of the game eventually wore down the Baltimore defense. But you know, you got to give Baltimore a lot of credit. They just never gave up, and you give New York a lot of credit. Gritty effort. You know, they were out there. One of their second leading scorer, Tyson Elias, and Panetta steps up with 5 goals, and so that's the kind of effort that Vinny Pfeiffer's been getting from this team all year long.
New York winning over Baltimore in a very, very tough game. 15-13, the final score for Quentin Kesnick, who's all tired, dehydrated, and lying down right now on the floor. I'm Lee Felsmo, and that's it for this week's Laxattack.
We've got Morgan, the St. Bernard mascot of the New York Saints. And I've got a ton of hair all over me. None of that. Oh, look at me. Oh, my gosh.